Vata. Malia, what is Vata's two elements?
Air and ether.
Very good. Okay. Give me Pitta. What keeps the fire from burning out of control? Yes, good job. Other. See, this is how we're going to remember. So we're going to have to remember to put it up there. Kappas, do you remember? Oh, should I ask Ryan? Ryan, you're part of this.
Earth and water.
Yes, good job. Okay, now we're going to list the tastes. I give you the first one so we can, kind of get a clue on what we're doing here. So we got sweet. What would be another taste?
This is what they are, so they should stay away from.
Or we'll explain that more. These are their elements that are naturally make up that dosha.
And so the sweet, like the taste that we're doing is what they naturally gravitate towards, like what they are.
Naturally, you gravitate towards stuff that's typically imbalancing. So we're going to talk about unbalancing. So we'll talk about, okay, this flavor and which one is it good for, and which one, like I'll put a plus if it's going to increase that dosha in a way that's going to make us out of balance, a minus if it's going to keep us in balance or decrease it. So then we use it like a prescription. Like I have too much pitta, I'm going to choose all the things that have a negative sign in the pitta column. Those are the foods I'm going to focus on eating. But we always want all six. To be balanced and satisfied, you need all six. But you just would do different ratios. Okay? All right. That's where we at. What next flavor? So we got sweet. What's
So these are ones that are...
These are our tastes. Those 6 different
that
tastes.
will balance us? Or
No, we're not. We're just making a list here first, and then we'll look at it. So I just want to, we're just listing
sour.
the tastes. Yeah. Sweet, sour. Get salty. Salty. Okay. Mariah, what's the next one?
Pungent.
Okay, pungent. Okay. And bitter. Oh, that worked out. We have just the right number of people. Adam, I know you can't see that, but what's our last flavor that we don't have up there?
Do you have astringent up there?
No, we do not, but we do now. Okay, astringent. Okay, now you can cheat sheet on your notes there if you would like, but we're gonna look at Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These are their elements. I want us to see what elements make up each of these. When this is done, you'll want to take a picture of this board because it's gonna be super helpful, okay? So we're gonna start back at the beginning again. If you need to cheat sheet it, go to your page that tells each flavor, each taste, okay? So what are the 2 elements that make up sweet? This one's harder to remember, so it's okay. You want to peek.
So that would be a plus under coffee.
Yeah. So what are the 2? Because I'm gonna write them up there. Leah, what were those 2?
Sorry, I don't remember.
It's okay. No, you're good. Tell me. Did you remember what they were?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Help me.
Tell me the elements. So I wanted to.
Earth and water.
Earth and water. Okay. It's okay. We phoned a friend. That was fine. Okay. So now let's just logic this out. We've got earth and water here in our sweet. So we can look at the elements in the other ones. Which dosha is it going to increase? Let's look at that first.
Pitta and kapha.
Kapha. I don't think it's actually going to increase pitta. It's going to balance it though. Yeah, it's not going to increase
So
it.
positive sign means it's putting us out of balance.
Positive side means it's putting us out of balance. The reason I'm going to say no, even though there's water here, so that you don't get confused, the amount of water in here is tiny. It doesn't have enough impact to have that sweet flavor. It will keep it in balance. We like pitta to eat sweet. So we'll put a minus here. So our plus means it's going to put it out of balance. It's going to increase that dosha. Let's say you have your natural doshic balance, your percentage that you were born with. If you already have 50% kapha and then you start eating sweet, 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 guess what? Kapha is going to go up way high. Eventually you'll get diabetes. That's a kapha disease. Okay? So this is how this plus minus works. There's a slide in your notes that explains to how to understand that. This is a taste guide. Okay, so what about vata? Is that going to increase and make us out of balance in vata, or is it going to balance or decrease vata? Yep, because it's opposite qualities, right? Earth and water are heavy, air and ether is light. It's going to balance us. All right, let's go to sour. These can just be shout outs. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. Does anybody remember the quality or the elements that go with sour? Fire and earth. Yes, definitely fire on that one. So, Adam, who's it going to put out of balance?
Pitta.
Pitta. So it's going to increase pitta, putting it out of balance. Who's it going to maybe be good for then?
Kapha.
Kapha. We need some sour. So they're going to balance or decrease it. Anybody else that it might be good for?
Vata, probably.
No. Vata. It's gonna be good for Vata. Now I want us to look again at the Kapha though, because sometimes that can actually put us out of balance. So look at this part of it. So what do you guys think? Is it gonna keep us balanced with the fire and earth, or is it possibly going to increase us in Kapha?
Sour.
Sour. Sour is fire and earth. Yeah. So we actually need to put that one as a plus here. Because as we're thinking, yes, the fire, if you just look at one element, you go, oh yeah, fire. Fire is good. Kapha's cold. Let's do it there. But it's got all this earth going on in sour. So overall, it's actually going to increase Kapha and put it out of balance. So if we look at sour, we go, okay, very best for Vata. Vatas need sour, moderation for the other two doshas. Okay? So salty. What are our elements of salty?
Water and fire.
Yes, water and fire. More water than fire. The reason we know that is when you eat something salty, what happens in your mouth? You salivate. You start getting more water in your mouth, right? Okay, which dosha is going to like this? Water and fire.
Vata.
Vata's going to like it. It's going to balance us, keep us nice and balanced. Which one do you think it will put out of balance?
Pitta, Kapha, Vata.
Probably. Now let's see why though. What do we got here? Fire. So it's definitely going to increase pitta. Okay, we know that right there. Because pittas are only hot dosha. And then that water element in there is also going to contribute to pitta increasing, and it's going to contribute to kapha going up. So far, the only one that hasn't seemed to match that, right, is this one. Where you're like, wait a minute, that had water, why did it decrease it? It's only because pitta has just a small amount of water. Okay? All right, pungent. Now we're getting into our spices. So pungent, what do you think is pungent? It's fire. And are spices heavy or light? They're pretty light, so that's how we know it's air. Like just physically, you look at a spice, it's like it's been ground up, it's got a lot of air that's been added into it. So fire and air. Who is going to be increased and thrown out of balance by eating a lot of pungent? Pitta. Poor little pitta. Do you see how everything is just like, oh, everything's throwing them off. They can't eat. I'm so sorry. You have to only eat sweet things, but then you don't want to eat too much sweet. Oh, such a struggle on that one. Yeah, pungency, if you've got fire and air, that's going to increase your vata too. You don't want to have too much pungency there. What about kapha?
It's good.
Perfect. Yeah, see, we're getting this. It's perfect. Remember we talked about wanting to heat them up. Okay, so they finally have a food. Look, do you see the ones that are not good for kapha? Sweet, sour, salty. Oh, that makes it very hard because that is what is in all the foods in the West. Sweet, sour, salty. So they can still have them, but they gotta have way smaller portions. They're having a plate of food. Their rice portion is much smaller. Their steamed green veggies, much bigger, right? The vata, totally flip-flopped. Nice big serving of rice, small serving of veggies. If it's still feeling confusing, let's go through the rest. You're like going, your face is doing this thing. I'm like, oh, she's telling it all right there. Okay, bitter. What are our two elements of bitter?
Air and ether.
Yeah. Remember we said this is the coldest one? Air and ether. So who is that going to increase or make out of balance? Vata, 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 vata. These are our green salads. Anytime you hear bitter, think green salad. Green salad. That'll help you remember it, okay? What's it going to do for pitta?
It's good for it.
It's going to be good for it, right? Because it's the coldest, it's going to balance the heat of pitta. So we like it for pitta. What about for kapha?
It's good.
Same.
We like it. It's good. Okay, so balancing there. So and then we get our last one, astringency. Now it's taking water out. So what do we think is going to be in there? A little bit of air. And then it's got, I think the other part of it is surprising. Because it's earth. I think that's surprising to me.
It's kind of taste earthy though.
Yeah, it does. Like astringent foods are like cauliflower. And what else do we have on our list there? Beans, cranberries, pomegranates. I think some of them said beans. Beans taste earthy. That works. I like that. Okay, who's that going to be balancing for? Vatas are going to like it. I'm not liking that. I think it's got too much air.
Bouncing for pizza, then.
Yes, it's gonna help with our pitta. And then who else is that gonna be good for, you think? Would it be balancing? Actually, I don't agree with that one. Let's go back. Let's rewind. Okay, it's got air and earth. Who's it gonna increase? This was a tricky one, huh? Let's look again at the foods on it because I want this to make sense, okay? So if you're not on that little page. So tea, beans, dry cereal, cranberries. And now look up at the astringent qualities. That will help. It's very cool, it's dry, it's hard, rough. Those are the ones that we've looked at. So just based on those qualities, which is more important than the element, understanding the qualities behind it is more important than knowing the elements. Who do you think that's going to increase and cause to go out of balance more easily? Yeah, because it's cool, dry, hard, rough. That is all vata stuff, right? Okay, so it's going to increase our vatas. So you can see right here, vatas do not like pungent, astringent, or bitter. Those are not good qualities for them. They need to stick with the sweet, sour, and salty. Now what about our pitta? It's cool, dry, hard, rough. So is it good for them? We like that? Okay. Actually, it's gonna do this. Think about the hard and rough part of it. That's why I say astringent flavors are confusing a little bit. Because they can actually increase those. Oh no, here. Just kidding. Ignore that. You were right. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. See, look at this. Teaching the teacher. I like it. And kappas, I think it makes more sense with kappa. Is it going to increase or decrease it? It's mostly air.
So it's good.
It's going to decrease. Yep. All right. So now, if you could look at this, you might want to take a picture before we're done today. We don't have to do it right now, but it'll be up here. But vatas are going to like our sweet, sour, and salty, and we understand now more why, right? Pittas are going to really like our sweet and our bitter and astringent. And kappas are going to be really sticking with the sweet, or not sweet, sorry, the pungent, bitter, and astringent. Because these are our most light to balance the heavy, right? These are our most cool to balance the heat. And these are our most heavy to balance the lightness.